Miocic.
Say Stipe Miocic.
Oh no! Oh no! Hey y'all, welcome back to Never Bored With MMA. I'm your host, George, and my co-host here.
Jason.
And today, guys, we'll be covering Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I'm kidding, guys. We're going to be covering UFC 309's main event, Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones. As you can tell, guys, I'm super excited and enthused about another senior citizen getting beat down for clout. You know, it's so great to see that what fighting has definitely come to. I guess it's just a bad month to be a fight fan, Jason, because it's just all the legends and stuff are either circumventing or doing some shitty ways to get money. Man, I mean, obviously you can tell I'm so happy about how Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson went, and I'm definitely going to be so happy to see Stipe Miocic finally put in his AARP card and getting his shit kicked in by Jon Jones, man. It's so, dude, senior citizen discounts are flying today, bro. Oh, Jason. Well, guys. As you know, I'm a little perturbed by how these fight events are going. We got, the GOAT being a duck. We got, just unacceptable levels of just haziness and people being like really clouting for Jon Jones, but also that getting to Jon Jones' head. We got literally the man's bending the rules where it's like glove changes. We might as well just be like, John's like, okay, only 1 minute rounds at this point.
Oh my god.
I'm just guys, as you can tell, I'm kind of just not vibing with how some of these fights are going, but I am excited about UFC 309 as a whole. We got some great fights on the card, but if we're talking about just the main event, we all know what this is. This is just an execution for Stipe Miocic. Jon Jones ducking, Tom Aspinall, and then potentially what's really going to be important is who wins this fight and who's going to fight for, meet Tom Aspinall for interim gold. Jason, what are your thoughts on this fight, bro?
Man, to be honest, like you said, I think this fight is very much Jon Jones cherry picking his opponents almost. Not to say that he doesn't deserve that or any of that, but it's more just he's fighting someone that hasn't fought in a while. They're not even like really ranked like that. Like, I think he's a rank 8, and they just put him there really because I just wanted to put him a number against side his name. But let's be honest, Stipe hasn't fought. The last time he fought, it was against Francis Ngannou, which he's not even in the UFC anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird opponent to even have. Like, I'm surprised, of all people, why would Jon Jones call out someone that hasn't fought in like 2 to 3 years almost? Like, that in itself doesn't make any sense. But like I said, he's someone that has been dominant, so I guess he has the opportunity to kind of just call for whoever he wants. And he just picked the one old man that hasn't fought and is, I guess, close in age. And I don't know. I think if you're really, to be honest, I just don't, like, if he's 37, I really think there's no point in even him fighting. Like, if he's not gonna fight actually still be a contender and like try to defend the belt and all that jazz, I would say just retire. Like, I don't even think it's interesting to see. I mean, I know he wants to fight Alex Pereira and all that, but to be honest, it's like, I mean, we know why you want to fight Alex Pereira, so that you can
I'm
take
the
him
heavyweight
down.
champ of the world. I only want to fight lightweight heavyweights now. Like, bro, what the fuck?
I mean, it's not even that. It's like, we already, like, that's not even a challenge though. It's like, I mean, on the feet maybe it's a challenge, but if you're just gonna grab his legs and put him down, then it's not gonna be an interesting fight, and it's not gonna be like a slugfest.
Yeah,
it'll just be you taking him down and submitting him or something, which is very possible with Jon Jones's wrestling background and just how much of an expert he is in that. So in that case, it's like, bro, that's not really, like, sure, it's like it's a, what is it called, like a super fight or something. Not even kind of a super fight, but like, you want to really put it to the test. You got to fight someone like the interim heavyweight, Tom Aspinall, bro. Like, right. He's a real challenge. Like, do you still got it? If you want to prove that you still got it, you got to fight Tom Aspinall.
I agree.
I mean, if he wins, we're saying all this without even seeing what happens in the fight. But I just think it's the only reason we're even mentioning this is because this has been the main conversation just throughout the build-up. Is like, for one thing, people have already overlooked Stipe, which I mean,
it's not fair, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what do you expect when the dude hasn't fought in like God knows?
Yeah.
People have gotten college degrees since Stipe last fought. They graduated, they have high school, they've had kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like their whole
true.
lives have been lived since last time Stipe fought. And let's not pretend like Stipe isn't like a good fighter.
Yeah,
I mean, he fought against some of the best the heavyweight division has to offer. He's considered. I get the whole marketing point being like, oh, he's the GOAT of heavyweight. I'm like, and technically, if he hadn't fought or lost against Francis Ngannou that second time, probably that's true. I mean, like, he was the original guy who was light for a heavyweight division, who was light on his feet, great fighting, well over round on the striking, wrestling, defense, and everything like that. And he was always good in bringing exciting fights. So I'm not trying to disrespect Stipe, but again, like, if the whole point's like, oh, GOAT versus GOAT conversation, I'm like, yeah, but you have the belt, and there's literally a dude who has an interim belt. The first thing you got to do.
And he defended the interim belt too,
which is crazy, right? We now have interim title defenses instead of actual title defenses now. Like, guys, what are we doing? Like this, I feel like this is the part where I'm like, just get rid of the interim belt, or if you're gonna have the interim belt, force it like a contractual obligation. Be like, hey,
it's automatic title fight.
Exactly. And I'm like, look, I get you don't want John Jones to retire like that, but dude, Dana, you've been dick riding this man since like the beginning of time. Like at this point, he's got to at least give something back to the sport and the division. Not that he hasn't, like, he's had some great performances, but you got to tell me, let's be honest, aside from the Cyril Gane fight, the last time he fought before Cyril Gane was Dominic fucking Reyes.
And Dominic basically
everyone kind of agrees that, like, yeah, Dominic Reyes probably won that fight. So it's just like, dude, John, I know, like, you're the GOAT and all, but like a lot of your last, except for the Cyril Gane performance, like, all your other fights are getting neck and neck, tight and tight, and like, again, like, your next bet is to make an exciting fight by fighting a dude who's well out of his prime, basically. Like,
yeah, I mean, I do want to give some credit to Dana White, because he did say that absolutely whoever wins this fight should fight the interim heavyweight champion.
Hey, that's good and all, but guess we're gonna have probably a double retirement tonight if John Jones wins. So that's the thing where it's like, dude, you successfully became a duck. You went from goat to duck. Like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, that's the thing where it's like, I respect guys like Izzy a lot more, aside from the controversy, because he's like, dude, he didn't really avoid a fight like that.
No,
he fought Pereira twice. The dude that was his boogeyman, right? That's where it's like, it's crazy that John Jones makes us appreciate all the fighters we used to fucking hate. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, think like Khabib, like, dude, Khabib didn't pull this shit. Like, all the criticism you have of some of your fighters, when you bring in John Jones in the equation, maybe they aren't so bad anymore. Maybe they aren't the bad as we think. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Gosh. Like, that's what's crazy. Like, dude, like, the thing is, like, let's talk about stats and being frank. The youngest champion ever in the UFC. Fantastic. Probably the most title defenses of any UFC champion. Fantastic. But we're talking about being relevant in this day and age. And the thing is, when you have John Jones talking like, hey, man, like, oh, these guys are, they got so mad. They're an asshole. I don't want to, they said something about my kids, which, bro, you barely speak English. How do you even know he talked about your kids?
Yeah, you can't even understand what he says
exactly.
half the time.
So. Stipe talks like, John Jones.
He's like actually worse than Mike Tyson.
It's like, yeah, no, guys. Right. It's like, dude, like, that's how.
I just want to get kids.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He didn't. Let's be honest, Stipe. I don't
know
that.
No disrespect to Stipe as the firefighter and epic guy he is, but it's just like, dude, we get like the whole bit for Stipe is like, he's
fought a lot, and you can tell.
Yeah, exactly.
He's worse than Tyson.
Guy, for real. I mean, Tyson's was like a list since he had, right? Versus like Stipe's like, that his language, skills got decreased for every fight.
He's been in, yeah.
Which I'm like, hey man, like, look, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that we're making fun of him just for that fact shows that, look, Stipe's probably not ready for this fight. Again, that being said, though, it's like, okay, Stipe, with all his accolades, like we talked about John Jones, right, youngest striker. He honestly, if John Jones wasn't such, a terrible kind of promotional aspect for a fight like this, his talent is one of the best we've ever seen. Like, I'll be admitting, as much as we're shitting on John Jones, like, you got to give him his props for what he's done for the sport. And I get that's why they gave him this leniency for such a ridiculous premise of a fight. Right? You have a guy who literally will create and invent moves as he's fighting in the fight. The dude can come off a drunken bender on coke and will put up some of the best performances ever without training or thinking about his opponent. Like, that's some God-given talent and skill. And, but for some reason, this man just can't get his life together. Fine, he gets his life together a little bit now. All of a sudden, he's very picky and pushy about his shit. And let's be honest, bro, he may be considered to go by all, but, like, dude, multiple times testing, popping, for the drug, for steroid use and stuff like that. The testosterone levels of a castrated male. You're like, okay, bro, like, this is, like, we're getting ridiculous here, like, where it's, like, someone like Stipe, like, I get it, like, Stipe, look, for the sake of them getting money, yeah, this is a good fight for both of them, right? And I'm glad that if Stipe is going to retire, it's against fighting something like this. But the problem is it kind of makes the sport a little bit mockery. It doesn't feel like it's earned. I get it's entertainment first, but it's like, dude, it's it's way more entertaining? A real competitive fight between interim champ and champ. Like, that's what was the point of the interim belt in the first place. Like, again, I was saying before, Stipe's got great striking, it's particularly really good boxing. You've seen those KOs of, guys like Daniel Cormier, as well as other fighters, as well as being very smart on his feet, very light on his feet too. Like, Francis Ngannou, when he was coming up, was a destroyer, and Stipe was one that proved that you can find a way around this guy. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Stipe, like, in terms of greatest heavyweight of all time, probably. But guess what? That was relevant maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It doesn't seem that relevant now when you got guys like Cyril Gane, Sergey Pavlovich, freaking even like Tom Aspinall, obviously, and then all the other fighters that are in the division right now. Like, bro, we got like what was it? Chris Barnett coming up on the rise, guys.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was waiting for you
but
to say that.
I'm just saying, like, look at how dynamic these heavyweights are now, right? Obviously, it sucked that, what is Chris Barnett's last performance, right? But aside from that, you got dudes that are, like, built really big, but that can move, like, they're like light heavyweights and, middleweights now, right? Which I'm like, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, the sport has evolved. And which sucks is that this is going to show, like, okay, two legends of the sport, great. Make it an exhibition fight. Why make the belt on the line? Why do all this at this point?
That's what I was gonna get to. Is if it's gonna be like, if you're gonna have these kind of fights where it's like you're bringing some old guy, or not old. I don't want to say old guy, someone that hasn't fought in a while, and like bring him to an opportunity to fight someone like Jon Jones, which is also someone a little bit older and has been fighting for the UFC for a while. Don't make it for the belt. Make it for something else. Just make it for like a baddest man, like old man on the planet, or just something else. Just not like a title defense. Like, that in itself doesn't make sense because Stipe hasn't fought in so long. It
BOF, baddest old fucker.
Yeah. Like, I think if someone ever retires, or if someone like hasn't fought in a while because they're just like, they don't really want to, then they should be going down the rankings while they stay inactive.
Right.
They shouldn't just because of how much they've done. If they are like done fighting and retired or whatever, they should not be able to come back and just fight for the title or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even with what's his name, Henry Cejudo, it was the same thing. He retired and then he was able to come back and like basically fight for like a title defense of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think it should be, there's people waiting in line like that have been fighting and are trying to prove themselves to win the belt. Like, those people need to be able to go first, or those people, the person that's trying to come in from retirement should fight one of those contenders first before fighting for the belt. Right. And that's what I think Stipe, same thing for Stipe. Like, Stipe should have fought someone else first to see if he still's got it. Yeah. Then he could fight for the belt. And then the same thing with John. You've got the belt. Fight the person that has been holding the interim belt for how many years? Probably 2 years now. And had to defend it, which doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, bro. It's supposed to be like a temporary holding situation,
yeah.
Bro.
And then on top of that, I mean, let's not forget, you were the youngest champ for a reason. You were given the opportunity as a young fighter to fight whoever the champ was at. I think it was, I don't know.
Shogun Rao.
Yeah. Which was probably an older fighter. Right. I mean, I don't know how I don't know the age difference when they fought, but you've got the opportunity as a young fighter to go get the belt. Right. The least thing you should be able to do as someone that has been in the sport and has been active and has been fighting is give the same opportunity you were given when you were young. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting, and I personally, if you're gonna do some sort of Alex Pereira fight for whatever reason, like, don't make it for a belt. Just make it either make another new stupid belt, or make it like a 3-rounder, like co-main or something.
Just call it like the GOAT belt or some shit like that.
Just make it a co-main fight. I don't want it to be a main.
Yeah, to be honest. True. Yeah, like, I agree.
I don't know, and make it 3 rounds too, just so that it's not like to make it really interesting because if it's gonna be 5 rounds, I don't want to see John Jones bullying Alex Pereira for 5 rounds.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, John Jones is, like, picking a fight, like, oh, I want to fight Pereira. He seems like the biggest challenge. Like, John, the only reason why you want Pereira is because you see easy money in the takedown. Like, let's be completely honest with ourselves. Look, I get it. I want to make the most while doing the absolute least, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me, dude. I think everyone understands on a spiritual level, but at the same time, it's like this is not like us trying to work from home. Like you're trying to be the great. You're trying to have this legacy that you keep talking about. But everything you've done since leaving light heavyweight division seems to like tarnish that, right? Except for the Cyril Gane fight, which even then it's like you go from like fighting that, right, which is at the time definitely big props and respect. You're fighting the dangerous guy at the time. You've had an injury, fair. But after that, it's like, okay, you have a clear next person in line who literally has a belt to his name at this point. It's not BMF. It's legit interim title, right? And I think that speaks to your point saying, like, these interim belts don't mean shit if they aren't reinforced or actually have, like, something to them that really guarantees you that spot. Because, like, I heard Dana White interview, like, oh, if John Jones retires, then Aslan becomes the default heavyweight champion.
He's the heavyweight champion,
It's like, well, then what the fuck of keeping him? Why was the interim belt waiting in the first place? It was the challenge for the belt.
This might actually, to be honest, then they might as well just make this a retirement fight.
Yeah.
Forget the belt.
Yeah, just like, dude, strip your belt. Like, dude, John, do you plan on retiring, or you don't want to do what we say based on contract? Fine, vacate your belt. You can get this fight.
I think, honestly, another idea is they should, whenever they make these contracts, like, especially for these kind of fights, they should put that into the contract as well.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the fight, you're signing off that you're going to fight the champion.
Yeah.
Or the interim champion, or whoever's number one contender,
right,
whatever it is. So,
well,
I don't know.
That's the part where, like, the UFC becoming entertainment lets them choose these kinds of weird fights, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, the interim belt's there. What was the point of having it if you're just going to vacate the belt? Because even then, there have been times when someone's vacated the belt. You've had a match to fight for the championship. Mm-hmm. So at that point, like, if you shouldn't be doing that at that point, like, okay, whoever wins interim belt, the next two up. So it's like, okay, so it's going to be Aspinall versus Spivak again? Like, guys, what are we... Oh, him versus Cyril Gane, who hasn't fought as well since John Jones.
Yeah, since John Jones, yeah.
Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just seems like it's weird to see how these fights are going, and it's really, this is one of the times where I'm like, damn, UFC really kind of messed up the ball on some of these things, because now the narrative is like, you're the guy, no matter what, if John Jones wins or loses, if his next thing that comes out of his mouth is, oh, Pereira, it's like, dude, like, no one cares about that fight. Dude, you're like, you gotta fight the guy who's up next, and you've definitely just hampered your marketing for that too. Like, yeah, you can market, GOAT versus, new GOAT coming up, but it's like, dude, like, you have a division that's right there. If you're not even fighting for light heavyweight belt either, like, then why do you want to fight Pereira?
Yeah.
Like, Pereira's talking about coming up, so it's like, at that point, why don't you just do that fight? Or, like, if you secure the championship and you fight Aspinall, then fight Alex Pereira. Yeah. I 100% agree. If you beat Aspinall and it's like a good, decisive victory, then okay, then yeah, like, then you get that fight. Yeah. I'll respect it at that point, because you've done enough at that point where it's like, okay, you've shown you're dominant heavyweight, you fought the best guys at the time for sure, minus Stipe, you know, like, and then fine, get that fight.
And you also have to gotta understand, right? The heavyweight division is a lot different than light heavyweight, because
exactly
there's this weight limit, but that weight limit is like 265, and everyone fights at different ranges between like 230 to
it's a 30 pound difference between those fights.
So you really want to prove and show that you're who you are. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that he's not the GOAT, but you want to really show what you can do and that you're still dominant. Fight someone that weighs like probably 20 more pounds than you do, and is the younger guy that probably has more power and all these different accolades. Let's put yourself to the test. Like, I mean, or are you just fighting because you just want to fight for money or just for fun reasons?
Right.
Because if that's the case, then just... Yeah, sure, fine. Do super fights, but don't do it for the belt.
Exactly.
So
100% agree. I guess we can kind of go to predictions and stuff right now. As you can tell, guys, based on what our skills and stats, it's going to be a clean sweep for Jones, unless Stipe, takes that Mike Tyson energy that he didn't bring the night before and actually, like, delivers some craziness to him, which I'm looking forward to, because honestly, like, look, if Stipe pulls the upset, bro, that would be probably the craziest shit to ever happen.
Yeah, because John Jones is undefeated. So.
And then Stipe gets the belt back again, and then he retires. Hilarious. That shit would be like a movie, bro. You go out on top, 2-time heavyweight champ. They marketed you as the GOAT. You can't really dispute the heavyweight GOAT. You just proved it by beating the so-called GOAT. You know what I mean? Hilarious. you turn the goat to a duck. Holy shit, that'd be so funny, bro. But you know the universe does not work like that. Let's be honest. John Jones is probably going to, with the wrestling. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's gonna wrestle his way through it just because Stipe for the heavyweight division has decent wrestling defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's going to happen is going to be, I'm going to be honest, I feel it's going to be kind of a boring fight. I have a feeling just because both these guys are kind of like, a little bit on the older side. John Jones is kind of like, with that injury too, I don't think he's going to try to do some crazy wrestling to aggravate his shoulder injury. I believe that was the injury. It was something with his shoulder.
I think it was a pectoral.
Right. So a lot of wrestling that could, he's probably not going to, he's probably going to keep him in range, leg kick, oblique kick, like classic John Jones stuff. But ultimately, I see a finish in rounds 2 or 3 potentially.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna go 5 because John Jones is good about when he smells blood, he's gonna go for it. And Stipe really is gonna have to really be sharp, keep distance. Again, for the wrestling part of it, he should be moving around the octagon. He should be moving back and forth, side to side, so that he can really not get punished by John Jones's kicks, throw his strikes in, throw a couple shots to the body. The problem is John Jones is really creative, in spite of all the hate we were talking about. John Jones is really creative in the octagon. Those dirty elbows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure they brought back the 12-6 elbows. Oh, dude, yeah. So honestly, we're gonna have a pretty wild performance from John Jones tonight potentially. But when I say it could be boring, it's just because if both these guys are just gonna be really careful of each other, we're gonna see them circling around the octagon, just throwing leg kicks at each other for the whole
leg
night.
kicks, few punches here and there.
Yeah. I predict John Jones in 2-3. What about you, Jason?
Wait, did you say how that was going to be?
It's probably going to be a KO or TKO, but again, there's also the chance where it's like it could go to decision, and that would be the worst possible outcome. That would actually be the worst possible outcome. What about you, bro?
I think, I mean, like you said, I feel like we've been talking about John Jones so much.
Yeah.
And I do feel bad that we aren't giving Stipe the credit he deserves as well. Not to say that he hasn't done a lot of good things for the heavyweight division.
Right.
But dude, he's an amazing fighter, and to be honest, this is a good opponent to really test yourself to see if you still can do what you've been doing in the last decade, really. And I think, to be honest, I think that it's a good if Stipe somehow can pull this off and win this fight. And what I can respect about him is that he has said that he probably will fight Tom Aspinall.
That's crazy, bro.
I can respect that on one side. But like to go to the prediction, I think the way the different methods that John has to win is a little overwhelming more than what Stipe can do. Mm-hmm. I mean, Stipe's real tea or his what's the word?
Sauce, bread and butter.
Bread and butter, or his bread and butter is going to be on the feet.
Yeah.
Whereas John has very good on the feet, just striking in general, and with the mixing of the kicking and all that. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see how much he can do with it being in heavyweight, but just being able to have good striking and then also the wrestling, mm-hmm. it'll be a huge factor. He can really mix it up more than Stipe can. So
true, yeah.
I actually think it's going to be also like round 2 or 3, but ground and pound.
Okay. So, yeah, I can see that John Jones really fainting.
Referee stoppage.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you saying that we didn't give Stipe enough credit, considering that he was the first really mainstream heavyweight to really set the standard. Like, okay, you can't be just a big fat smasher.
Yeah.
You have to have skill, wrestling defense.
He had to be Chris Barnett. Yeah.
Hey. You're not wrong, but damn. Hey, bro, Chris Barnett did Taekwondo shit in the ring, all right? Chill. He's too big for his own good. That's all I'll say.
Hey, man.
Look. Chris Barnett catching strays for just being a good guy. What, damn, bro. Although, to be fair, when Chris Barnett just fucking stomped his foot down and messed up his leg, I'm like, damn, bro, we gotta reevaluate the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? We gotta
reevaluate the kitchen. No, you gotta reevaluate what you're putting in your mouth from the kitchen, brother. You might gotta get.
You're so strong, you damage yourself. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. I get you want to stay in the heavyweight division, but that's not how you do it.
No, dude.
You gotta lean out and put some bigger muscles on, brother.
For real. Oh man, but yeah, like you said before, Stipe definitely has he set the standard of okay, you got to be more than just a power puncher. You have to have skill to do this. So I'm super excited to see what's gonna happen tonight, and if Stipe can pull the upset as well. So. Yeah, oh, dang, they got the Presidento in the building. That's crazy. But, yeah, and Musk, too. Holy shit. Oh man, but yeah, guys, it's gonna be an exciting fight. Hopefully, to see what will happen for these fighters. Honestly, what I'm really hoping for is that the narrative we have going into this fight is just shatter John Jones or Stipe look like destroyers. I mean, considering like the skills and accolades, I want to believe in the hype of the greatest marketing, but with Aspinall in the mix, it's always just that asterisk there. So they have to both of them guys have to put a performance where it has to shatter the narratives, and whatever your call it is, you got to be making sure like, all right, I'm gonna be there. I'm here to fight, and I'm making sure we do what it takes to win, and show that like no matter what era or division, I reign on top. And I can't wait to see that potential shine in the octagon for both these fighters. Hopefully there ain't no more ducks coming in, right? That's all I'm saying. And hopefully that whoever calling out, they're gonna call it Aspinall or retiring in the sunset. Either way, we'll figure out what's next after that. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, but all right, guys, you got our thoughts on the main event for UFC 309. Give us a video, like, and subscribe before we get into the reaction. And without further ado, here's a reaction to UFC 309's main event: John Jones versus Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight championship of the world. Damn, guys, already. Oh, okay.
Go to your right.
Dude, the corners are louder than everything we're right now. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, the crouch type Stipe.
Makes sense. Don't get back.
Dude, why are you standing still, dude? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Are we betting another first round finish? Oh, the elbows, dude. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, these big people. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. The proportions for the reach, when those elbows drop with that Langley reach, it's like another world of pain, dude.
Dude, he's good at this stuff, bro.
Yeah,
this is not. Oh, jeez.
Oh, dude, it's over. Dude, he's gonna stop it. Oh. Okay, good job, Stipe.
Oh my God,
dude. At this point,
just end it.
Please. Did you just headbutt him in the chest? What the fuck? Yeah, I told you, John just creative as fuck.
Yeah. Very effective, yeah. The headbutt to the stomach.
Oh, he's dropping elbows on his stomach. Bless you.
Oh boy. All right, let's see. Oh boy. Oh, wow.
That shoulder blocked that shit, bro.
I know, that could have been.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's it, bro. Yeah, John Jones knows.
He knows. He knows what he needs to do.
Stipe, move side to side, please. Please, show some martial arts prowess right now.
Down.
Like, Jones is this thing that Izzy doesn't just puts his hand out to keep that range finder. Oh, my. Oh! Okay. There you go. Okay, he's like, I give up.
I'm not chasing you. He threw that. That's the kick that I was talking about.
Yeah, and he's feigning the level changes. Oh my God, Stipe, please.
Oh, come on, he's running.
He's a runner. He's a track star. Dude, he's ducking. Let's go.
Oh, he's doing good. Nice.
Dude, quack, quack. Someone said John Jones looks vintage. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Ain't no way this is vintage John Jones right now. He's just doing good. Let's stop dick riding, guys. Oh, but it's barely. Okay. Oh, dude. Okay, I like more activity from Stipe. Damn. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh!
Nice.
So this is gonna be like, if Stipe survives, it's a win. Like, okay, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying, dog.
There you go. Oh, dude, he's not reading that jab at all.
Yeah, dude.
I think he needs to do an uppercut to Jones.
He has to get in that range, bro.
Uppercut.
Problem is, he's moving his head out of the way. I know. I agree with your saying shit. Look, he's willing to eat a punch to land one, but it's not working. Good Lord, man. Those numbers. Oh! He just ate that. What the fuck? That's descendant Francis Ngannou. I've seen enough. Send him in.
All right, put in Tom Aspinall.
It's time. Send him in.
Please?
Oh!
Please?
Nice. Say Stipe Miocic.
Oh no! Oh no! Are you fucking serious? All right, I think I'm a prediction right, but shit.
Dude, you know what's funny? That was the kick he threw in Aiden Ross's stream.
Yeah.
Or video, and he
That
said that
is-
was a strong kick too.
God damn. Good job, John Jones. Good job.
Good job, bro.
Good.
About a 42-year-old my man.
Congrats. You participate in
Nice.
elder abuse.
Let's go.
He's got dubs over.
Dude, you just pulled the Jake Paul brother. I'm kidding. The age difference is a lot less. I can't say that.
Dude, that was a free shot right there.
Yeah.
It was a deer in headlights.
That's called yeah.
Dude, the fact of the matter is
That's
he
literally
got
the
put down.
exact kick.
Did he?
He might have broken a.
Because that's his lip. Is that? Wait.
On the left side, right? Or, well,
Actually, no. It would be on the other
it's
side.
on his...
No, it would be on Stipe's
Dude,
right side, right?
It's actually hilarious. That's
I
exactly
can't. I don't know
the
about
kick.
Yeah,
it.
I think it's...
Yeah. So that body shot hurt so much that like it drops.
I could have cracked it.
Let's see. That 100%
That heel
cracked.
could've cracked a rib, bro.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, we are back from reacting to Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I'm kidding, guys.
Oh.
It is. I'm going to keep it. I'm so bad right
What?
now. Actually, guys, we are back from reacting to John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. As we predicted, I'm surprised they got it actually in round 3. My prediction was there. So, but I think it was going to be like a spinning sidekick to his other side of his body.
Mm-hmm.
So it was honestly, yeah, objectively speaking, John Jones did a good job. It was great. But honestly, you've seen a lot more faster paced fights at heavyweight. And to be honest, like I'm glad that Jones isn't flat out retiring, which is good. I mean, maybe he ain't a duck now. He quacking, but he ain't a duck now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But Jason, what were your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of exactly what we were kind of saying, and I mean, it sucks to say that we were like not really giving Stipe any sort of a chance to win this fight, but I mean, it just proved even more that like we were already right, and
Yeah.
he just. That's why I mean, it doesn't matter how if you're old and you're coming off a layover after like that many years, you're probably gonna have a hard time.
Yeah.
Because at least John Jones, he fought like a year ago, so he's still relatively he has some he's not experience, but like he's been in the ring real recent.
Right.
Whereas Stipe, he hasn't been in the ring since 2021, and it's been like 3 years now.
Yeah.
So I think that just showed really his speed was off. Stipe's speed was off. He wasn't able to really get things going really at all. John Jones was really just doing what he normally does in the first round, being able to take him down, elbowing the crap out of his face. Like it was typical John Jones almost,
Right.
just with the elbows. Like that's what he's known for, and you know. It was like, this sucks. You know, Stipe comes back thinking he could beat him, and it just didn't go that way at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just glad that he retired because ain't no one need to do that anymore.
I don't want
And
to see him go against Sergey Spivak or anything like that.
there ain't no one, I don't think there's anyone that he's going to be able to beat. That's because they're all younger people. They're all people that are up and coming hungry fighters. And
Yeah.
Stipe's already done this like not 1,000 times, but he's had his run. He's won. Like, bro, just go back to the firefighting stuff.
Yeah.
You're doing a good thing there.
You get probably paid a good check too. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, John Jones did his thing, man. He proved that he's still got it, and it's not like he's slow or anything like that. He's still got everything. The power's still there. The lightness from the light heavyweight has definitely shown here with the kicks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he ended the fight with that kick, and that's a kick that you don't see a lot of heavyweights throw like that.
Yeah, it's
so he
true.
still brought that power and that elusiveness to throw those kind of kicks. Because let's be honest, if Chris Barnett did something like that, you're gonna see it from a mile away. Let's be honest here.
Hey, bro, he had that fight where he literally that spinning kick to the dude on the head.
I mean,
so.
that guy was.
But
also,
that was in range. Yeah,
and that guy was also He
pretty
also
big. No, he's
was
a
pretty
fat.
good.
He was a
Yeah,
fat
he was
bastard.
fat
No
too.
disrespect to the guy, but he's a fucking big target.
Yeah.
You know?
And he can't move that fast. So that shit was to him. It was almost like Chris Barnett was John Jones in that situation.
Yes.
I hate to say it like
It's fine, Jason.
You know what I'm trying to
It's
say.
fine. You can destroy my goat all you want.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, you're a goat.
Good comparison.
Oh my gosh.
Big
but,
boys get it done. The ring was against Barnett that night. That's all I'm
Oh
gonna
my
say.
gosh.
But no, I see your point though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to generate that power. The thing is, let's be honest. John Jones put up some weight. He looked good from the weight cut, but he looks a little bit. He got a little belly here. Not disrespectfully, but You know, he's at heavyweight.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was still, like you said, throw that kick, a spin kick at heavyweight is unheard of. So yeah, definitely crazy.
Yeah, and that just to add on to that, like he, you know, for the weigh-ins, he actually weighed in about like I would say around 8 to 9 pounds lighter than Stipe did.
Yeah.
But Stipe still looked pretty big.
Yeah.
But he comes in lean, and when you come in lean like that, your body's going to be an open platter for someone like John Jones that loves throwing kicks.
Right.
Those T kicks, I think the T kicks is really what started everything. Really.
Yeah.
He was. Dude, there was times where Stipe was like, oh, like
that first one to the body, you could tell, like, yeah, Stipe was not ready for that shit, bro, unfortunately.
Yeah, and, I mean, to be honest, that just showed, like, dude, that's what happens when you haven't fought in a while. You kind of forget what those T-kicks and those things feel like. And you're like, oh, yikes, I don't like that.
Like, I'd rather go to the burning building, guys.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but, man, it was a good fight overall. I mean, it was just kind of sad to see Stipe have to lose like that, and just not really show much of a challenge, but I mean a little bit of a challenge. I don't want to say not much of a challenge at all, but a little bit.
Right.
But you know, John Bone Jones, man, he just showed that he's still dominant and he can still do this at this age of 37. So
for sure. I mean, look, we know that Stipe is retired, so there's nothing really next for him. John Jones, like you said, did a great job. He's showing great tools in the octagon, like some of those elbows, those kicks for sure. That body kick is just money for him, bro. I mean, the question is, though, what's next for him is going to be Aspinall. What do you think his chances are against someone like Aspinall? I think Aspinall's faster. I think Aspinall's
faster. The only thing that kind of is a little scary to me is going to be, like, the wrestling aspect of it. I mean, I don't know if I've seen enough of Aspinall's fights to see how his wrestling game is.
Yeah.
So that's a factor that I am a little intrigued about. And honestly, if those kind of kicks that he throws, like, I actually think even though he's younger, like Tom Aspinall's younger and all that, I think John might have a little bit of advantage on like some of those those kicks. Like he does a really good job with throwing those kicks to the body and stuff like that.
Yeah, his dynamicness with those kicks, especially, you see the history of lightweight, bro. Like he's really good, and he's able to throw his knees really well too. So I agree.
Yeah, and I'm kind of starting to see his game plan. You start throwing the kicks to the body to get your opponent to lower his hands, and then the face is like an opening basically,
right.
And that's kind of what he was doing. Like at some point, Stipe was dropping his hands, and the face became an opening. And I think he could do something similar to Aspinall, but Aspinall is, dude. I mean, he's a lot heavier. He's a lot bigger, so that is an aspect also to think about. Because what if Aspinall tries to take John Jones down? You know, that is a scenario where, you know, it could be dangerous because, just like we saw in the fight before this, Chandler's known to be a wrestler. But when the wrestler gets taken down, they get a little, you know, they have a little hard time trying to figure out what to do and how to get up. I'm not saying every wrestler's like that,
right.
But that is something to think about for wrestlers.
It's interesting you brought that up because one of the things we brought in was that Stipe was a lot more well-rounded in his wrestling defense. But, dude, we saw John Jones literally just grab him on the side, trip him that easily. And I'm like, maybe he can contribute that to his age or John Jones' talent. But either way, it's like, that was unexpected to see that happen for sure. How easily he got him on the ground, which I was like, damn.
I mean, to be honest, now that you say that, that could also be because of just how long he hasn't been in the octagon.
That too,
and
yeah.
Another thing is you don't see that in the heavyweight division. Like
no.
You don't see people doing trips like that. Like
except Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, except Daniel Cormier. But even Daniel Cormier, like you fought him once, you lost. You have more time to prepare for him, and you start figuring out more of his tricks and his things that he does.
Right.
And, you know, that's why he won the second fight. But this one, it's like you don't know what it feels like to fight against John, who's used to be a natural light heavyweight with a lot of speed and being able to do those similar trips. When it transfers over to the heavyweight division, it's like a whole different thing. Like you're like, bro, I'm used to fighting people like Francis Ngannou that just throws power punches, not does insane trips.
Yeah.
You know, so it's definitely interesting, and I think I really don't understand why Jones wouldn't want to take the fight because I think it's going to be an interesting matchup.
I mean, even if he loses, retire, done. Then that's it.
Yeah.
Like you.
I mean, but you also don't want to. I mean, on another side, it's like you don't want to take an L on your record. Like you have one unofficial L because of the 12
DQ.
to 6.
Yeah, the DQ.
But really he hasn't lost.
Yeah.
So, so maybe he doesn't want to. I mean, he says he wants to put all the chips, or he wants to put all the marbles in.
Yeah.
That is the real. I'll put all the marbles in more than I think Alex Pereira. So.
Yeah, well, honestly, look, if Pereira gets his win over Ankalaev and Johns wins over Aspinall, let's make that fight.
Yeah, I'm good with
that.
that.
I'm okay with that route because at least you beat the duck allegations. You get a Pereira that's been tested with the wrestling probably by Ankalaev, or at least the heavy striking he brings. And you have a chance to really, you talk about legacy. That's the legacy right there. You're beating Pereira, probably the most dangerous striker at his apex.
Yes.
You are, considered the GOAT of the sport. At that point, if you beat Aspinall, I can't. No, even us haters cannot question it, right? Like we can't at that point. Even despite all the shit we talk about, all the bad things you've done. At that point, it's like, yeah, dude, this is your bread and butter. You are literally the standard,
Yeah.
And if you end up doing that to Aspinall, like you did to Stipe, or some kind of crazy finish like that, then yeah, you have a chance to really set the stage for a true legacy that you've always been talking about.
Absolutely.
Become the youngest champ in the world, and as of today, you defended your belt. It confirmed you defended that in 2 weight divisions, right? You have a solid legacy building up, most title defenses, and then on top of that, yeah, if you end up actually beating Aspinall, you defended it, I think probably like 3 times. No, fought for the belt 3 times in heavyweight. You fight, and then if you're able to get Pereira to come up and fight in your weight class, or if you were crazy enough to go back down to your home weight class and show, either way is going to be crazy, right?
Yeah.
If John Jones comes to like, yo, I'm taking my belt back, God tier. That would actually
double champ again.
Yeah, that'd be bananas. Or he ends up, or if Pereira wants to go crazy and come up to challenge Jones, which would be a balls mover on either part, right?
Yeah.
But he ended up defending against a crazy power striker like Pereira who doesn't have to cut that much weight. Damn, bro, that would be a monster fight.
Yeah, true that.
That'd be a fight for once in the ages, bro. So, but yeah, it seems like what's next is gonna be Aspinall. But you mind pulling up the rankings just in case, in the event that Aspinall can't make it.
I mean,
in Francis Ngannou right now.
I really don't think that's gonna happen, but. Dude,
Who's that?
For that fight.
Who's that? It's Chris Barnett.
Why would that ever happen? I would be very, very.
Hey, bro. Sometimes no one's able to fight, and you never know.
Yeah, but he's the interim holder. Why would they have anybody else?
If Aspinall gets injured, you need a backup fighter. Volkov, Gain, Sergey Pavlovich, Blades is lost. Almeida's too spry. Yeah, dude. Honestly, it's probably
Aspinall's the only choice.
Yeah, he is. What I'm saying, in the event he's injured, you need a backup fighter. He won't show up.
I don't think they're gonna have a backup fighter because I don't think Jones is gonna be like, yeah, I want to fight some guy named whoever's the next.
I want
one.
Jailton Almeida.
Yeah, whoever's the next one in line. I don't know who's after.
Nah, bro. Derek Lewis, get 2 good wins before this happens. You might be back, bro.
I don't want to see that fight. I know exactly what's gonna happen.
I know. You're gonna get body shot.
You get tripped so hard.
Yeah.
Or body shots. Yeah. So definitely, Tom Aspinall is probably gonna be the next fight for him.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Happening other than unless if he gets if Aspinall gets injured for whatever reason, then maybe it would be the Alex Pereira fight. But other than that, I don't.
Yeah.
No other options really.
Look, man. I just hope whatever happens next is going to be super exciting. No more duck allegations, bro. I don't want another press conference be about how you're ducking people, man. I don't want to hear that shit no more, dude. Because like you talk about this legacy and everything. Like we got to live up to that hype that you've been talking about. So I mean, look, MMA as of right now, you're only as good as your last fight, right? So you had a great performance the last 2 fights. Now this is your chance to really capitalize and make a legacy. And if you end up beating Tom Aspinall, everyone eats crow. That's how it is. And honestly, that's great. That's okay. That really just solidifies you were truly a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent.
Right.
Which I would be okay with admitting. No problem. Absolutely. Even in spite of all the steroids, the police stuff, everything, the ducking because of the drug testing, all that stuff. Look, he beats Aspinall, then, dude, undeniable. It almost erases everything.
Yeah.
Almost. Certain things you can't. But, even so. But yeah, Jason, I think we hit a good point. Guys, give us your thoughts below on your thought on this fight. Did you love seeing the elder abuse as much as we hated it? Because we definitely did not like seeing how that went down. But overall, it just showed that John Jones has still got it. When he gets to pick your opponents. Hopefully next time he don't get to pick his opponents like that. We get to see a true challenge for John Jones. It'll be something that all the fans will be excited to see. But Jason, any final thoughts, bro?
That's all, man.
All right, thank you guys for watching another episode of Never Bored With MMA with the boys here. Give us a video, like, and subscribe. Shout out to Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira for a great fight on their part, too. That was a great, interesting fight as well. Definitely something to look forward to what's next. But also, congrats to John Jones, and congratulations for Stipe Miocic. Even though you ended your career on a loss, it was still It was always a pleasure to see you dismantle other heavyweights for being too fat and for being careless, and you show them a standard of like you can't just be heavy punching, big bodied guys. You got to actually have skill in the sport.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's great that he went up against a guy like John Jones to really show that there's still levels to this game too. So definitely give a shout out to Stipe. Oh, dude, his part-time job is being a fucking firefighter. It takes a real man, a real I guess a real role model to not only be a fighter inside but also outside the octagon and helping people too. So thank you guys for watching another episode of Never Bored MMA with me and Jason here. Give the video a like, subscribe, and share. Give us your thoughts below on what's next for John Jones, and congrats to Stipe for once again having an excellent career. I'm your host, George, my co-host here.
Jason.
Y'all have a good one. Peace.